Listen to these words of Buddha. An untroubled mind, no longer seeking to consider what is right and what is wrong, a mind beyond judgments, watches and understands. Buddha is asking us to live a non-judgmental life. And the irony is that most of us are living a life that is full of judgments, full of conclusions about ourselves, about other people, about whatever is happening in the society. And this way we confine ourselves to a very limited experience of life. Our life becomes really impoverished. Let me explain you how. First off, what you call yourself is nothing but a bundle of judgments that you have gathered throughout these years. The opinion of other people, the opinion of you about yourself through your own experience has made you put a label on yourself. You define your identity through these labels. You think that you are an introvert, extrovert, dumb, smart, good with people, bad with people, or only meant for a particular job. Every time you put a label upon yourself, you are limiting your potential. And limiting your potential is the most ugliest thing that human beings can do to themselves. Right now, the situation is that each one of us is doing this thing to ourselves. This has to be dropped. You can put a label on a dead thing. You can put a label on table or a chair. Tomorrow the table is not going to become a chair, or the chair is not going to become a table. But with human beings, it cannot be done. We are living processes. We are not a thing. Today we are introvert, tomorrow we can become extrovert. Today we are dumb, tomorrow we can become smart. Today we are bad with people, tomorrow we can become good with people. But when you put a limit on yourself by putting these labels, today also you're going to be an introvert, tomorrow also you're going to be an introvert. Today also you're going to be dumb, tomorrow also you're going to be dumb. So it's all in your hands. It's all your choice. So drop this judgmental attitude towards yourself. It is the subtlest violence that you're committing towards yourself. Human beings are very fluid in nature. Today the experts are also saying this thing, that our traits and talents are not carved out in stone. We are not born with fixed traits and talents. We can learn new skill through deliberate practice, through right effort, and at any given point of time in life, not just in our formative years. This has been found in so many studies. There is a book called Peak by Eric Anderson. Go through that. It has so many studies in it that prove that human beings are really elastic in nature. So drop these boundaries of judgments that you have built around yourself. It keeps you confined to a very limited experience of life. And why would you want to confine yourself when there is a whole lot of opportunity out there to be explored? Your life becomes more rich when you drop these judgments. Now, coming to the judgments that we hold about other people, Buddha is asking us to be more understanding instead of having these judgments. If you think that someone is rude towards you, someone is manipulative towards you, try to put yourself in that person's shoes, and you will find that in that person's shoes, with the same mental, emotional, physical characteristics, you would have been the same person. If life would have done to you what it has done to them, you would really have been the same person, and they would have been the same person in your place. With this very small understanding, your perspective of life really goes through expansion. You become more loving towards other people. Right now, you are really bitter towards other people. There is a certain distance between you and other people just because someone believes in a different religion or a different philosophy of life, or the way they dress, the way they talk. All these judgments that you hold against themselves are keeping you at a distance. So as a society, we have become really head-oriented. Judgments are part of head. When we try to understand, our approach in life becomes heart-oriented. So Buddha is asking you to live a heart-oriented life, not head-oriented life. So now that you have understood that having judgment is the most ugliest thing that we can do to ourselves, how should you drop them? I will give you a very simple formula to work with. Walt Whitman has said that be curious, not judgmental. I want you to apply this thing in your life. Firstly, I do not want you to challenge any huge boundary of judgment that you have built in your life, your belief in religion, your belief in any ideology. I want you to challenge these small walls of boundary. If you think that you like a particular genre of music, let's say rock music, and you have a judgment against any kind of music, you think that classical music is something dull, something that you usually hear in lifts, then drop this judgment and be more open towards the classical music. Dropping judgments, being open towards the classical music, you will find that classical music can give you such ecstasies which is not at all possible to get through rock music. If you are a classical music lover and you think that rock music is just pure noise, then drop this judgment. Listening to rock music with open mind will make you realize that rock music can give you such bout of energy which is not at all possible to get through classical music. And this way you will find that you are becoming more open in your life, because non-judgmental is a state of being and being judgmental is also a state of being. When you drop these small judgments in your life, a chain reaction happens. You start getting interested in new kind of music, and it triggers your interest in new kind of food, it triggers your interest in meeting new kind of people, and this way your life starts becoming more rich, more vivid, and you will find that curiosity somehow liberates you from these boundaries of judgments. So curiosity is really equivalent to liberation from these judgments. So become more curious in life, not judgmental. I wish you all the best towards a very curious living.